March 2023. I paid $600 for these cartoon boots. Social media was a dumpster fire of hype for these stupid boots. I felt the FOMO, and I smelled a profit.
Have you seen the Big Red Boots? It's been all over Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, you name it.
It looks like Claymation Christmas.
It looks like Mario Brothers. I don't know.
She said, "You're not hip to the red boots?" so she opens this box, and there are these huge red boots that are like Astro Boy's boots.
The plan was simple. Buy at retail and flip for a fortune. I knew the signs, and as an economics major, I knew demand would outweigh supply, or so I believed. In reality, I was the mark in a much bigger con. On purchase day, I joined the purchase queue and somehow I got through. Order confirmed. Immediately on resale markets like StockX, prices went nuclear. I listed my pair and within days I accepted a bid for over $2,000. On paper, I'd made a $1,400 profit, but there was a catch. StockX gives you just a few days to ship. I waited for the shipping email from MSCHF, the manufacturer of the boots. Day 1, nothing. Day 3, MSCHF went silent. StockX sent warnings, and by day 5, my sale was canceled. I had paid $600 for boots I didn't have, and lost a $2,000 sale. Weeks turned into months. The market tanked, and when I finally received the boots, it was a full 6 months later, only after I filed a chargeback with my bank. At this point, the boots were worth less than a third of what I paid. They were now worth just over $200, and I'd lost $400. I felt like an idiot.
This might be one of the biggest L's anyone has ever taken reselling sneakers. Someone bought 80 pairs of MSCHF Big Red Boots, and now they're reselling for $100 to $150 less than the retail price.
But then I started asking myself the right questions. Why did prices tank so rapidly? Who stands to benefit from all this? Why did supply, which initially outweighed demand, suddenly turn, leading to a saturated market? The answers could only come from one direction. I then thought to myself, if I was a decision maker in the company, I'd create the hype, and instead of fulfilling direct orders, I would have people fulfill resale orders through third-party apps first, capitalizing on the resale hype versus allowing resellers the opportunity. Now, there's no direct evidence MSCHF did this, but if we assume it to be true, this wasn't just a silly rollout. It could have been a perfectly executed pump and dump scheme.
How many red boots did you actually make?
I can't talk about that. Yeah, it doesn't even matter. What I will say is originally we only made 200 pairs.
Wow.
Because we were just like, it looks cool. Nobody's gonna buy this.
MSCHF created the illusion of scarcity, let speculators like me drive the price into the stratosphere, and then allegedly flooded the resale market, cashing in on the hype they engineered. This was my wake-up call. A pair of goofy boots taught me a serious lesson. The modern resale market is a rigged game, a reverse heist, where corporations rob the culture, and we are left holding the bag. Before the corporations hijacked the game, the world was different. In the early 2000s, resale was a subculture. Sneakerheads camped out, fans traded extra tickets. It was a scrappy, community-driven world. The profits went to individuals, not corporations. Nike sold a shoe like the LeBron X MVP for $200. A fan could flip it on eBay for $2,000. Nike didn't see a dime of that markup. Ticketmaster sold a concert ticket for $100. A broker could get 5 times that outside the venue. By 2014, the sneaker resale market alone was estimated to be a $1 billion industry. To a corporate mind, this wasn't culture. It was a $1 billion balance sheet error, a massive revenue stream flowing into the pockets of everyday people. So they decided to turn off the tap. In 2010, concert giant Live Nation merged with Ticketmaster, creating a terrifyingly powerful monopoly.
The United States government allowed them to merge in 2012 or so, and that ended up Live Nation and Ticketmaster, and that ended up being a big mistake.
Yeah. At the time, they said that don't worry, we're not going to use our monopolistic forces to punish any venues who don't use us or to cause ticket prices to go up. Has that been the case?
A lot of this is confidential, but I think there's been reporting suggesting and a lot of anecdotal evidence that they have just used their power over ticketing and booking to control the industry, and they have over 70-80% of major venues.
Around the same time, Nike perfected its drop culture, turning shoe releases into digital lotteries.
I used to check the drops, and I'm just like, I know I'm not going to win. So I've kind of given up.
I actually think it's a mistake. You do want to make sure most people can get it, but more importantly, you want to control your own secondary market. It's something the concert industry has learned, that you want to make it so tickets, like all the professional sports teams, you want to incentivize your season ticket holders to sell to other people who really want it, with the team getting a cut. Nike is missing out.
The villains of our story weren't just watching anymore, they were studying. They saw how a culture built on passion could be engineered into a perpetual money printing machine. They stopped ignoring the resale market and began to actively weaponize it. The heist was on. So how did they pull it off? With a high-tech arsenal of psychological tricks, monopolistic tactics, and outright deceit. First is the myth of scarcity. Your odds of winning a hype sneaker drop on Nike's sneakers app? About 1 in 2,000. Worse than getting into Harvard. But this scarcity is a myth. It's a choice. Nike could make more shoes, but they choose not to. Because limited supply creates a frenzy. It generates headlines, social media buzz, and a secondary market that functions as free advertising, proving just how hot their product is. Brands like Supreme and Adidas turned this into a science. Supreme's weekly drops trained a generation of consumers to line up, online or in person, every Thursday for a slim chance to buy. Adidas's Yeezy line was a masterclass in the slow burn. The first release in 2015 had only 9,000 pairs worldwide. For years, they dribbled out small batches, fueling an insane resale market where a $220 shoe sold for 10 times that. The strategy is simple. An object at rest is just an object. An object in motion, chased by millions, is a cultural phenomenon. Weapon 2 is the psychology of FOMO. If scarcity is the bullet, FOMO, the fear of missing out, is the gunpowder. It's that anxious twitch that everyone is at the party without you. Corporations bottle that feeling and sell it back to you. They use countdown timers, low stock warnings, and exclusive pre-sale codes to create a state of perpetual anxiety. It's a feedback loop. The brand creates scarcity, scarcity triggers our FOMO, and we see a few lucky people post their W's on social media, which provides the social proof that the item is desirable. Our FOMO intensifies. This frenzy drives people to do irrational things, paying quadruple face value for a ticket because I have to be there, or spending rent money on sneaker bots. It becomes less about the product and more about the relief of not missing out. I'll admit it, I didn't even like the Big Red Boots. I bought them because I was ensnared by the hype. But if you want to see these psychological weapons refined to a razor's edge, you have to look at the world of designer toys, specifically the Labubu madness. These little elf-like vinyl figures have become a global sensation, and the company behind them, PopMart, has perfected a devious business model, the blind box.
That was not it. This one's special.
Hold on. I got the 1 in 100.
You got the Robbie. You got the Robbie.
Woo! I can't believe. And Robbie came with a drum. What in the world? This is the most fun I've had in years.
You don't know which character from a series you're getting until you pay for it and open the box. This isn't just collecting, it's a lottery. It taps into the same variable reward system in your brain as a slot machine. The thrill isn't just in owning the toy, but in the chance of what you might get. And here's the masterstroke. Inside random boxes are hyper-rare secret or chase figures. Pulling one is like winning the jackpot. Instantly, you have social status. You post it online and the community erupts with a mix of envy and congratulations. Without even knowing it, you've just become a walking, talking advertisement for the company. And of course, the value of that rare Labubu skyrockets on the resale market. A $15 toy can suddenly be worth $500. This fuels the frenzy. People don't just buy 1 or 2 boxes, they buy entire cases, hunting for that one rare figure they can either flex on social media or flip for a massive profit.
We got a lot of slack on Instagram, but because of how much stock we have, you took all our stock, we're collected and we want the box and you're triple the price and this and that. But unfortunately, people don't understand how a business model works, you know.
No. People perfectly understand how the business model works. You try and squat on as much inventory as possible so there's scarcity, and then people have FOMO, so they want to make sure they get it, so they'll pay the extra markup that you just drive the price of the roof.
They came and shopped with me 2 weeks ago, bought Labubus for the kids. Someone stole her Labubu from her bag.
You're kidding.
Yes, at school.
Tough.
And then I speak to my daughter.
Labubu robbery.
My daughter's got 7
Capital
on her name.
punishment
She's
required.
got every generation.
We're stealing our kids.
Bro, it's not normal. Not normal. So yeah, I told her take all the Labubu's.
Unfortunately, it is very normal now.
Social proof and FOMO work in perfect harmony. The long lines prove it's popular, and the fear of missing out on a rare pull keeps you buying. Hotmart isn't just selling a toy, they're selling a chance. They've created a system where the customers themselves generate the hype and fuel the secondary market. They've outsourced the marketing to the very people they're exploiting. It's the same playbook, whether it's a vinyl toy, a sneaker, or the ultimate prize, a ticket to a live event. But where psychology is subtle, our final weapon is a blunt instrument, monopoly power. But the bluntest weapon belongs to Ticketmaster. After merging with Live Nation, they seized control of the entire live music pipeline. They manage the artists, promote the tours, and own the major venues. This is called vertical integration. It means they own the whole road, and they get to set every toll. By some estimates, they control up to 80% of the primary ticketing market. There is no alternative. Their CEO even boasted that concert tickets have been underpriced for a long time, signaling exactly where they think this is headed. And they use that power to pull off their most brazen move, scalping their own tickets. They call it official platinum or dynamic pricing. It's a system that jacks up the price of tickets in real time based on demand. A $200 ticket can become a $2,000 ticket in minutes, sold by Ticketmaster itself. They claim it's to stop scalpers from getting all the profit, but in reality, they just cut out the middleman and kept the obscene profits for themselves.
It's not called the Ticket Fan Club. It's not called the Ticket Advocate. It's called the Ticket Business. This is what reporters like you don't understand.
We have spoken to people who are crying out and saying it is not fair.
The premise of your interview is that you think the world isn't fair. Let's start with the fact the world isn't fair to start with.
This is not my premise. This is the premise of millions of people who have complained.
Here's what I think. I think it's called the ticket business. And it's a supply and demand curve.
Federal officials have called it a monopoly.
Well, then they should do something about it instead of talking about it.
But in 2019, the mask came off completely. An investigation found that Ticketmaster had a secret deal with Metallica to put 88,000 of their tickets directly onto resale sites, never even giving fans a chance to buy them at face value. The game was exposed. The house wasn't just rigging the slots. It was stealing chips right off the table.
The Department of Justice wants the courts to break up Live Nation. That's the parent company of Ticketmaster and the biggest concert promoter in the U.S.
We allege that Live Nation has illegally monopolized markets across the live concert industry in the United States for far too long. It is time to break it up.
Live Nation can be a very successful company and follow the law. Right now, they're not doing that.
After years of watching from the sidelines, the corporations seized the resale market. Ticketmaster didn't just join the scalpers, they rolled out the red carpet for them. Another investigation revealed a secret program where Ticketmaster actively recruited high-volume professional scalpers, giving them special tools to move huge inventories, because every resale meant more fees for Ticketmaster. In the sneaker world, the takeover is more subtle, focused on the future. Nike has filed patents for blockchain-based sneakers called crypto kicks. The goal? To track ownership digitally and potentially take a royalty every single time a shoe is resold. It's a plan for a future where they don't just profit when they sell you the shoe, but every time that shoe changes hands, forever. This heist has a human cost. The joy of collecting is replaced by the anxiety of a stock ticker. Live music, a communal right, is now the Hunger Games. We all saw the outrage during the Taylor Swift Eras Tour sale. Millions of fans locked out, website crashes, and nosebleed seats listed for the price of a used car. Fandom has been turned into a high-stakes financial transaction, and everyday people are being priced out of their own culture. They've put a tax on passion. This whole time, they told us it was about democratizing access, about rewarding the quote-unquote real fans. That was the facade, the sweet talk. The truth? Live Nation's executives bragged to shareholders about increased profits from resale. Ticketmaster's CEO openly said fans should be paying more. The system is working exactly as they designed it. It's a sophisticated con, mostly legal, operating in the loopholes of outdated regulations. Only now is the government starting to catch up, with the Department of Justice launching major antitrust actions against Live Nation's monopoly. But let's strip it down to the core. This was never about fairness. It was about taking a folk economy built by fans and turning it into a feudal system, with corporations as the lords. They manufactured scarcity, weaponized our psychology, and built monopolies to ensure we had nowhere else to run. In this reverse heist, we were the mark all along. They set the trap, and we walked right in, blinded by hype and hope. But the heist has been exposed, and the people are getting angry. They may have pulled off the heist of the century, but the story isn't over. The real power has always been with the fans, with us. And we're coming to take back what was always ours, the true value of our passion, our communities, and our culture. Now it's us against the machine, and unlike them, we fight fair. If you enjoy deconstructing broken systems and gaining insight to how the system manipulates everyday people like you and I, subscribe to the channel and share this video with a friend who operates on the same frequency. Thank you for watching.